Platinum, silver is looking solid AF. Bitcoin makes a new all-time high. Man, we're going to take a look at all of them, chart requests and everything else that we do. If you're watching this on the replay, dude, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. Oh, come on. And if you're watching this live, geez, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers. With me, Joe Main, new hair, no cares, and what do we care about? The synchronized slurp. You grab a tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage, we slurp them synchronously together wherever you are in the world. It is the slurp heard around the world, my funky people. Whatever you're drinking, let me know in the comments right now. Could it be water, alcohol? Don't do that to yourself. You deserve better. Treat yourself better than that. But, you know, I'm not going to tell a sovereign individual what to do, but I am going to tell you to slurp it audibly. That is the rule here at Good Morning Stackers. Are you ready? Yeah, let's do it. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Good to see you. My name is Joe Main, a random Aussie dude from Melbourne in Australia, going out live on X and on YouTube right now. This old show, a weekdaily live show about precious metals and crypto and stacking silver, Satoshi skills and everything else, brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, mastering the markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Do me a favor, can you head over to here right now? Can you head over to a quick couple of plugs, x.com/it's Joe Main, x.com/it's Joe Main. Watch how I do this so artfully and skillfully, really quickly. How good is this? Ready? I'm live on X right now, and this is exactly what we're talking about. What you get here over here on X is so much more than just the show. Okay, so make sure you follow me over here. That would be really appreciated. Thank you. 3,600 something followers right there. I'd also love you to follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/the Joe Main. I don't think I have that up at the moment. And I have a feeling that there they are. Now they're all coming in. I see you. Let's do the shout out. You can tell me what you're having for your synchronized slurp. You can tell me how good my hair looks. Thank God I got a haircut. Oh man, there's a little bit of what's this going on? A little bit of that. And yeah, shoot the breeze for about 1 or 2 minutes. Do the shout outs, then we'll get into the topics of the day. Hello, Platinum. We'll take a look at that. SBSW, we're going to take a look at as well. Sibanye Stillwater, which is the big platinum company mining thing. Good morning, all. Silver is looking good today. It's looking solid AF. It really is. It's looking good for a setup for the higher prices. GMS says Mark, Florida, Niels Hahn Dynasty as the usual calling card. Hi, random Aussie dude. Aussie. Put an Aussie in, put a U in front of that. GM all says Jason Rizana. Shall we take a look at all the stuff that we need to take a look at? Oh, mate, I think we should. Mate, let's do that. Yeah, let's get straight into it. And of course, if you have any chart requests, let me know. If I have enough time, I'll take a look at them. And of course, as you know, super chats are open, helps support the show. And also I will give precedence. I always say precedence. I will give preference to super chats in terms of chart requests and things like that. Okay, cool. Let's go. I'm going to share the scran, brah. Shah the scran. I'm going to start with gold now. I could be wrong on something that I posted on Facebook just earlier on a Facebook group called Gold and Silver Stackers Australia Forum. I did say in there I could be wrong, so I might be. Here is gold on the 4-hour time frame price in USD, $3,320 US. We got to the top end of the expected resistance zone. Actually, now looks like we might be breaking through it. I thought we might be taking a little bit of a pause here. Okay, the reason being, and I'm going to stick with it for the moment, simply because of this little potential bearish divergence which is playing out right now, where you've got a higher high. So this is let me start again. The good news is that we're getting through this resistance here. There's a bunch of trapped money. So buyers and a bunch of buyers here, a little bit of buying up here, right? And some buying here. So that's trapped money, meaning people who bought back here hoping obviously it's going to go higher. It went a little bit higher, but a lot of people are holding for the longer term. And then they go, oh crap, I'm just going to have to wear this for a while. I'm down, but okay, some people might have been taking some profits here because they're like, well, not profits, but breaking even, because they're like, this game is too hard, I'm out, right? We have just seen a little bit of selling right there, but I must say, not a lot, which is really good. I did think we would be taking a pause around about here and then maybe coming back down to test that $3,240 area, or at least here at that previous major support, which was at 3280. Okay. On balance of probability, I'm going to say a test of there is going to happen first before we see a test of 3370, which would be a little hurdle to get over again. As I said in that post, I could be wrong. I just see that we went into extremely overvalued already on a 1 hour time frame. And as you can see, the price is currently trending up and the relative strength index is trending down. Now, what's going against me is probably, I think, the on balance volume, which is actually in a nice little uptrend. So that is not diverging. So this is going up as the price is going up. So the volume is really kind of confirming the move. Just the RSI is just diverging there. So you would say there's one blinker on, using the parlance of, mastering the markets. There's one blinker on, which is the divergence, but there's maybe not enough to say, yeah, we're taking a little bit of a pause here and a little bit of a dip. So I could be wrong on this. I would just watch out for here as your next level, 3,370. You can see it aligns. Good old Fibonacci, right? Look, it aligns with this high and this low. It also aligns with this next little area of trapped money. Isn't that interesting how it all works? So a bit of trapped money up here. Okay, so I think you'll see a little bit of resistance there. And when you look at it in hindsight, when you go back, isn't it interesting how you can find mini resistance points? Okay, you can use this to potentially find them before they happen. Doesn't always happen. But look at that right there, and that matches exactly with that previous area of resistance. Yeah. And now you could say, look, that's just resistance became support, and then it becomes a resistance again. Maybe it's not a Fibonacci thing, but I find that interesting right there. Let's get rid of that, and let me just do some blue sky thinking for you. And I'll get rid of all of you just for the moment. Yeah, for the moment. Now we'll take it from this high and this low. Let's assume for the moment we are going to punch through that 3370 area. And then that would be looking good for a new all-time high in gold coming very soon. Okay, but we'll take it from here. What are the other hurdles that we need to get over? So we'll take it from this high and this low, because if you look on the weekly, really on the weekly time frame, that's the two pivot points, right? Pivot 1, pivot 2. So now if I show on the daily, that's a little bit better. Okay, that's the area you need to get through here at really. If you can hold above 3,350, that would be looking pretty darn good. So we're actually in that area right now. So that's the next little area to get through. And you can see that's resistance, 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 spike above, close, spike, close, and didn't close above it. So it's very clear right there. 3,350 US dollars. So I'm actually going to give that more credence rather than that 3,370 area, because was just a 0.786 from this high and this low, but I would give favor to the 0.618 from the better or the more macro high and low right there. So clear 3,350 and you'd be looking quite good for pumpy on gold. Okay, watch out for resistance there-ish, 3350. And as I said, on balance of probability, again with that, I still think we have a little bit of a dip because you've had a decent rise. It looks like the momentum is just waning just on the hourly. Okay, so maybe a little move back down to like that previous resistance area right there. You'd call that, yeah, I think that 3270, 3280 kind of vibe. I'd be expecting that first before I'm expecting that. That's my opinion. There, rather than straight to there. Cool. If I'm wrong, does it really matter? No. So are you dollar cost averaging anyway? Yes. So this is just a weather report, people. Just forget everything I say and just buy on the regular. Cool. You shouldn't be waiting for lower prices. Oh, I'm going to wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. You dollar cost average. Yeah? Because we're stackers here. Let's take a look at silver. Then we'll get to hello platinum. Silver, $33.46 US cents. Silver is looking solid AF, man. Really good. Let's take a look if I can find the on balance volume. Is that not going to do it for me? It's not. For some reason, doesn't want to show me that. That's fine. Screw you. Let's have a look. Right here. It's looking very good. Okay. From this high and this low, we found basically support in the zone. That was fantastic. Right in here, and it basically, a couple of little spikes, but it basically bounced off the 0.618. So that's really good. So that's fantastic to see, and very likely we're going to break that 33.40 area. Look, the short answer is we're heading on our way upwards to the final boss. I'm very confident now. We're going, look, you might have a little bit of resistance here, but we're heading to the final boss of $35. As you know, final boss, $35, breakthrough 35, then it's on to 50 quite quickly. Okay, $50 this year in 2025, very doable, barring unforeseen circumstances, massive market manipulation, black swan events we don't know are coming, blah, 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 but it's looking great for silver. Cool, I'm very confident. It is looking solid AF. Hello, platinum. Holy moly. Cool. Good old platinum. It is starting to do it. Okay. It is looking very good. You're going to see now for my subscribers for a very long time since the show started last year, my chart now does look a little different. Okay. Because I'm learning so much from Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com and ASX Trader and all the wonderful people there. I have adjusted some things here. Okay. Because you go where the data is, and then once you learn how to do things better, you change. You don't stick to things if it seems like other things are working better. Okay, so I've got some different Fibonacci levels. I'm taking it from this high and the low of COVID low of March of 2020. I've also changed my support, my trend lines. This one's actually changed a little bit. Instead of going through here now, instead of going through there, it's now going through here. When it was going through there, I'll just explain though, it had been treating me like Lucy in the football analogy. Charlie Brown, Lucy always says, I won't pull the football from out and you won't fall flat on your butt again. And every single time since 2021, Platinum goes, I'm not going to, okay. It finally looks like it might be really cracking out now, but I am going to take it from here. That's just more, it's better to do. Okay, that's definitely the decline, the downtrend. Cool, and then I've put this through here. So you can see that's like a bull flaggy kind of thing going on. And we've always been hovering at the top end of this zone. So that's very bullish. And also, look, it's just been ranging. So has been in accumulation mode. It's looking like it's wanting to break out. Now, we're not out of the woods just yet for platinum, but geez, man, it's looking good. And I'm going to show you SBSW in a second as well, which is a platinum mining stock. I'm also going to have a look at Zim, and I might, on this call, I might have to get a position into Zimplats. That's Australia's best kind of mining. It's basically Australia's only kind of mining stock, and apparently it tends to run when platinum has a run. Anyway, this is platinum. It does need to get over this level here, so it's around about 1100. Now I'll show you something interesting. Remember, I had been talking about my final hurdle of $1,115 to $1,120. That was based on this high and this low. I had been discounting the March 2020 thing. Okay, but after we had a good chat, and we did it live on air, remember, with ASX Trader. I said to him, hey, is it that okay to do that to there instead? Because, that was a black swan event. We couldn't see it coming, and it goes through these two levels here. And he goes, yeah, nah. He just told me plain. So, yeah, no, probably not. I mean, you got to take it from the actual highs and the actual lows. So it's like, okay, yeah, fair enough. But anyway, out of interest, my final hurdle has been here. And if I can show you very clearly, and I don't think I've mentioned it as a final hurdle. No, never mind. I can't find it. But I had drawn in here final hurdle 1,115-ish. That was my level that if we break and hold on a monthly time frame, quarterly even better, then that is just, and we hold above it, go, go, go time for platinum. Okay. Now I'll tell you, it's interesting. Now that we've adjusted these trend lines and whatnot, you can see very clearly around about here. Look at that. If that breaks through on this trend line, it's looking pretty good. If we do it now, that's around about 1,115, 1,120. So, and it's also major resistance here as well-ish. So you can see that. So it was kind of around close enough. So I'm going to say around this level here. I can't say yet 100% that we're shooting for the moon, but it's looking very good. I just need to see it clear through this downtrend line. Clear and hold above there would be lovely. Thank you. And again, that is at around about that 1,115, 1,120 level. It's looking great. RSI is ticking up. Does the OBV tell me anything? No, it's not showing up for some reason. Screw you. But it's looking great for platinum. Cool. Watch out for a fake out. Lucy does do that to us quite a lot. Okay, we had a move here, a move here, a move here. So yeah, it could come back down. It might not be platinum's month. Could it be next month? Could it be the month after? I don't know, but let's take a look at the quarterly. It will break at some point though. Okay, and it's looking quite good on this quarter. It's looking very solid. Again though, it has been resistance for a bit, but it's looking good. Cool. And RSI is ticking up again. I would say you really want it to cross here though, preferably, to be absolutely certain. Okay, you cross above there, close the month, close the quarter, because this is the quarterly time frame, close the quarter above here. Whew, that is go time. Cool, and we'll talk about higher prices. So that's platinum, looking really good. Hello, platinum. I'm going to quickly, copper, don't want to talk about it. Gold to silver ratio still at $100. So let's go on to a couple of platinum mining stocks. I'm going to show you SBSW. This is SBSW. I am now in SBSW, just so you're aware. Could we find some resistance there? Have I bought at a wrong spot? Yeah, quite possibly. Don't care. I'm in it for the longer term. Okay, so this is SBSW on the monthly time frame. This is Sibanye-Stillwater, listed on the New York Stock Exchange. I was in this a little bit ago and then got out of it when it was looking like it was heading down further. It did head down further and now it broke its market structure. I missed that. I missed it. Missed this move right here. See that? And I've got this circled for some reason. We talked about that back then for some reason. I missed this market structure change. It's looking like it's right at major resistance now. I did take, where that blue line is where I took a position. I don't care. It's fine with me. If platinum has a bit of a dip from here, really don't care. As long as we hold right here, and we probably will get a test back here of around about $5.30 in US dollar terms. And then what I'm expecting is a break here, and then we're looking really good. Whether I'm in here or whether I'm in here, I don't really care because over the longer term, I really see platinum. And if going higher, and if platinum's going higher, SBSW is the one that's going to benefit from that the most. Okay, that can very much outperform platinum. Out of interest, let me do this, and I haven't done it. SBSW versus platinum. So this is one you always want to watch out for the ratios against the metal itself. So let me do that. PT, why wouldn't that be? Oh, I'll go, yeah, that's why. I'll go XPT USD. There we go. That's mine right there. So we'll do that and we'll do that. Cool. Out of interest, this is SBSW versus the platinum metal itself. So this becomes, what this tracks is it better to be in the physical platinum or is it better to be in a platinum miner such as SBSW? You've got Zim, you've got CHN, Chalice Mining in Australia as well. So what am I noticing here? Definitely a change of market structure. You can see very clearly bullish divergence. So again, this is setting up whether you should consider, oh, look at that. Okay. This is setting up whether you should be in the physical metal or a miner. And in general, when the metals are going through a great spot, the precious metal, when the spot is, the miners can really outperform at some point. It looks like they're doing that at the moment. You've got definite divergence as platinum. So there's platinum. Again, this going down means platinum's outperforming SBSW, but what you can see, so that's a lower low, higher lows on both the relative strength index and sort of equalish flattening out. So that's double blinkers on. Yes. And then we've also found support there. That looks like a pivot. And we've also, looks like we've crossed market structure, and we did it right here. So back here we did it. Okay, that was, now we're making higher highs. So we've already made a higher high. All this now needs to do is post a higher low. And that's why I'm probably, we did it there technically. That's a higher high and that's a higher low. On the weekly, can you say that's the higher high and that's the higher low? Yeah, you could. If we take a look on the monthly, however, yeah, I'll get rid of that on the monthly. There. Yeah, you can say definitely on the monthly, it's now posted a higher high. So a higher on the monthly, yeah, that's a higher high than that. Now we need to form a higher low. So if we do have a bit of a dip in SBSW, or if platinum continues to rise and it starts outperforming, then watch out for maybe a test here. Not saying it's going to happen. That's at 0042 on the ratio, and then you would want that to clear. You do that. Game on for better to be in SBSW versus platinum. But if you're a physical holder, because you love the physical just like I do, then just hold the physical. Does it really matter that you're making a little bit extra? No. But if you want to play it and go, man, I really want to increase my platinum stack, okay, then you go, well, SBSW might be one to at least be a bit partial into, okay? Because you could see very clearly SBSW versus platinum, you would want to be considering, there's some resistance here. Let's see. And you can see pretty clearly here, there's a good topping out kind of level there. The question is, should you even play it? It's up to you. Let me see. It's not the one I want. I want that one. So from here, for example, that's a 70% move up to the normal zone that you would expect to find the start of resistance to be. That's in the zag zone right there. That's 70% anywhere to, 140%. You have a little, and where do you have a little bit of trapped money? You can see it right here. Isn't it interesting how that works? Support right there. So yeah, anyway, you could, by buying SBSW even right now, and that's not even taking into account you possibly have a little bit of a dip because platinum might continue and the mining stock might not outperform it. You could still increase your platinum stack, your physical platinum stack, by about 70%. Now, that's not taking into account fees and selling out and buying the physical with premiums and all that, but even if it's, an extra 50%, that's not bad, okay? So there are times where it's better to be in the mining stocks versus the physical. You do you. It's looking pretty good for another run, ups and downs, zigs and zags, but yeah, I'd be looking for that at least. That's SBSW. Let's take a look at ZIM. The market's about to open. I reckon ZIM might be about to fly, but give me a check. Give me a look here. So this is ZIM. This is Zimplatz Holding on the ASXZIM. This is on the monthly time frame. It's at $12.41 Australian. Okay, $12.41 Australian dollars. And what are we noticing on the weekly? Yeah, we're not over the levels we need to be yet. It's looking good, but I think watch Zimplatz. I think probably rocket higher in the next 6-7 minutes. I think it's going to gap up and open because platinum overnight has done even higher. Okay, so it's probably going to do quite well. This is the level roughly here that you need to cross over to say, we're changing market structure now. So you'd be wanting probably to wait. I wouldn't probably be buying in the next 5 minutes. It might gap up and then head up here. But on the daily time frame, if you have a close of the day anywhere above there, looking very good. Don't worry about the spikes. Remember, you could spike up to here, but then it closes the day below. You need to close the day. So close the day above around about $13.80. That's a change of market structure, and you would probably consider getting into Zimplats, because then you're talking about higher highs on the daily, and then it will probably make a higher low. Do something like this, close here, make a higher low, whether that's back down here or finds resistance, finds support here or back down here, that's fine. Do that, and then good. Okay. Of course, it is dependent on what the platinum metal does. Let's take a look at Zimplats. I'll go Zimplats, sure, versus XPT. So platinum again, XPT USD against that. So just like I did with SBSW, let's see what that one looks like. Invalid symbol. Okay, screw you. Why is that? Let's try that again. Zim, sure, versus, okay, I'll just do platinum then. Fine, platinum TVC. Let's try that. There we go. Now we have one. Cool. Zim. I think this is Zimplats. Unless it's not, unless the Zim is the incorrect Zim. Change the symbol. Bats Zim. Bats Zim? I want it to be that one. Is it Zim integrated shipping or is it TVC? That's the problem. I can't tell. But if I do this one, for example, Zim integrated, yeah, no. Okay, I'm going to ignore that. Ignore everything I just did there. Okay, cool. That is Zim, but on the stock itself, it's looking all right. And where have you gone? Why I can't find you anymore? Did I just delete you? Why would that happen? Zim, no, right there. Good. But Zim, looking good for a pump, and then cross over there, and then come back, test it as support, resistance, breakthrough. You're looking really good for Zim on the ASX. Cool. That's my platinum, and that's all the precious metals. Speaking of precious metals, do you want to buy from the best bullion dealer in all of Australia? Platinum, gold, silver? I'm not sure, actually. Do they have any platinum in stock at the moment? Maybe they don't because it's been selling out. No, they do. Unless it's selling out of stock. In stock. Okay. Are you bullish on platinum? You're not going to find platinum any cheaper anywhere at any other bullion dealer for the same product. Okay, for the same product, right? They've actually got buyback metal, I think, as well. Buyback metal right here. Now, I don't think they do price matching on buybacks. I could be wrong on that one. I don't think they do. But there are some terms and conditions with Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. They have a price match promise with some terms and conditions. I don't think they do price matching on buybacks because don't forget, Perth Bullion Exchange is the only, it's one of two companies in Australia that actually buys back at spot price. So here's the problem why they can't price match on buybacks. They can do it on this. If you can find a 2024 Year of the Dragon 1 ounce Perth platinum coin, Perth Mint platinum coin, cheaper anywhere else at any major bullion dealer in Australia, just send these guys a message and they'll price match it for you. No problem. Okay. But they can't do it on buybacks simply because Perth Bullion Exchange buy back at spot price. But if you go to, and screw it, I'll name them. If you go, because I've worked for them, if you go to Ainslie, if you go to Goldstackers, if you go to ABC Bullion, ABC Sydney, if you go to Jaggards, if you go to Bullion Now, if you go to all these, not Bullion Now because they do buy back at spot price. But if you go to any of those other ones and it looks like they've got buybacks for cheaper, yeah, that's because they bought them back from customers for not as much money. Okay, so that's why they can't price match on buyback stuff, silver, gold, etc. But mate, if you want to get some cheap platinum, buyback platinum, 1,769.51 in Australian dollars right now. If you want to get a little bit of platinum, and it's like, I don't really care about much else, I just want platinum, but you want free shipping, don't forget, all you need to do is add, maybe you just want one of those, you just have to add 19 more items. Okay, and it doesn't have to be 19 really expensive items. Look at this. Australia Post they're going to charge you $19.25 for us for Australia Post. Well, there might be other options there, Express and etc. But yeah, Australia Post, that's the option. But look at this. Watch. All I need to do is add 19 more of something, and I can find the cheapest item there, and then I'll get instant free shipping from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. What's the cheapest thing they've got at the moment? Would that be 1/10 ounce stuff? I'm going to go via price low to high. Looks like the cheapest stuff they have at the moment is the half-ounce snake. Okay, they used to have 1/10 of an ounce silver. You could add a bunch of those, but if you just want a bunch of silver, you want 2 of these, 3 of these, 4 of that, 7 of that, whatever it is, as long as you have 20 or more items in your shopping cart, and I'll just show you right here. If I go at 19, right here, now we'll go to the shopping cart, right? And now you'll see there's a free shipping option. Right there. Now, the default still comes up as the shipping charge, but right underneath now, shipping is free. You don't pay for it. Why? Well, now because you've got a combination of 20 items or more in your shopping cart. So you get it for free, Australia-wide. Okay? So good. That is Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. We'll do some comments, then we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, crypto, take a look at Toshi, we'll take a look at some other stuff I think I said too. What were some of the others? And if we have any particular chart requests or whatever, do let me know. Get through some of your wonderful comments because it is all about the GMS family. Right here. Morning to everybody. We might even get another synchronized slurp in. What do you reckon? GMS or Sino says, synchronized slurp beverage is my daily ageless. Oh, NMN. So you take the NMN supplement. Yes, and that's, so NMN is to convert into ATP. I've learned all about this stuff. Yes, ageless NMN. Good. Good on you. Do you know the other way that you can increase your ATP? By being a hyper carnivore, which you are. Sorry, but you are as the human Homo sapien species. You are a hyper carnivore. So I eat in that way. I eat a species appropriate diet, which is very good for my ATP production. I'm not ingesting anything that blocks ATP production. I do drink a little bit of coffee, which can block the adenosine receptor, which apparently can inhibit a little bit of ATP, but I looked it up more, and as long as it's not too much coffee, and I only have like 1 or 2 weeky kind of ones a day, then I think I'm okay. That was a random comment, wasn't it? GMS says, chat mum, Tony Peterson, how's the weather? Yes, how is the weather up there? It's not bad here in Melbourne. Beautiful up day, good day up there. No profit taking with ZBCN. Yes, that has had a bit of a pump, Gerald. I have seen that. Morning, Joe. Late today. Morning, Jason. Good to see you. How dare you be late, sir? Mark, Florida. Do you see the charts positively running on ZBEC doing a 2-step upward? I will take a look at that for you today because you do. Let me take a look at that chart. Yes, 1,637 subscribers on YouTube right now, 3,600 something followers on X. It is the place to be for stackers of silver, Satoshi, skills, everything else. Mark Florida says, Miss Tony, I read a few days ago about, yes. We have to talk about that too. We won't talk about it today. Is this true? They do plan to. Yes, they plan to tax unrealized gains. Literally the dumbest shit any government can do. It's like they don't understand human motivation and incentives. The left-leaning government. This is what you voted for, Australia. You fucking idiots. They are insane. Have you noticed in the last couple of days I've been a little bit more spicy with my language and stuff? I hope people don't mind. But I'm just still kind of a bit tell it like it is, you know? And how will that affect PMs? Well, I don't know. There's also a little bit of news which I need to talk about, but I won't talk about it today. I'll have to do it tomorrow, about Bitcoin and capital gains tax. There's a precedent, a court ruling that just happened yesterday or the day before, where there's a precedent to say Bitcoin might be treated as money now in Australia. So we might talk about that tomorrow. Oh, it says, but we will get a refund. What? But we will get a refund credit if those realized gains are never realized. Bullshit, we will. Yeah, good luck until they say, oh no, we've decided not to. Refund credit. Platinum, gee, I thought was the Prince of Platinum. Gee, I thought I was the Prince of Platinum. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. The King of Kittens and not juggling cats, you rats. Bow down. Wow, okay. Jeez. Is that man of mystery still in the chat? Yes. Capital gains tax on property, shares, crypto, and talk of superannuation. Fuckers. The guy with lots of alts, including Lucy. The guy with lots of alts, including Lucy and the football alts? No. It is frightening. It's really damn frightening. It's so stupid. It's just like left-leaning governments have no idea. Funny that. Jason, what do you have to say about that? Jason, what do you have to say about a left-leaning government wanting to institute tax on unrealized gains? Let me know. Love your work, mate. Whoever came up with this should be elevated. Okay, we don't put that on. I know what you're saying, though. Let's see some final comments, then we'll get to Bitcoin crypto. We'll take a look at ZBCN for you. Neil's still here. Yep, I think it's again. I love how you talk amongst yourselves. Maximus, good to see you, my friend. How much are you enjoying the Mastering the Markets Academy, by the way? Ignore subscribers, tell a friend. Yes, you should please like, share, and subscribe. The left are destroying this country, and inner city plebs are too brainwashed to see this. Yes, they are. At least in Melbourne, finally they kicked out old mate. What was his name? He's so in the past, I've even forgotten him now. The Greens leader. Do you know the Greens? The Greens. If you don't know, for all my international subscribers, think of the Greens as even more left of the Democrats. Okay, they're like the hyper Democrats, the Green Party, as the name would suggest, obviously. And we've had what was his name? We had him in power for like 11 years in the Melbourne central business. He was like the Melbourne Metro city leader for ages. Ugh. But finally he got ousted. Now it is still a left-leaning government that's in, but at least it's just the Democrats, not the hyper-Democrats. You know what I mean? What's worse is our leader has signed us up to the WHO pandemic treaty. Great. And has sold our sovereignty to the globalists. Yeah. Yup. Thanks. Thanks, Albo. Sweet Australia, as countries are about to dump trillions into Bitcoin. Could do. You could be right. Yes. Might be the Golden Cross, etc. Speaking of, Adam Bant. That's right. Thank God he is out. But there's not a huge lot of difference probably with the current government that's in at the moment. I plan to buy fractional platinum soon. Good on you, Tony. We should ask Ricky at Perth Bullion Exchange to get some fractional platinum. I reckon that's a good wish list to have because people are probably going to need some fractional platinum soon. So we should all ask Ricky about that. Send him an email to orders@perthbullion.com.au and ask him about, hey, fractional platinum, please. Cool. Let's get into Bitcoin, crypto, and all that yars. I'm going to share the screen once again. This is what you get here at Perth. Good morning, Stackers. Oh, okay, cool. Alrighty. I will get rid of you just cause. Cool. And why have I got there? Why did I have 51,000? Where did that come from? I have no idea why that was there. All right. I'll get rid of you. And I'll put you on the weekly. Yeah, on the weekly. Yeah, why not? All right, let's do Bitcoin, crypto, and all that jazz. Here is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. New all-time high, people. New all-time high. 100,959. We're nearly cracking 110,000 US dollars. Congratulations to all. If you bought the dip here, that's a lovely, lovely move. Congratulations. Let's pop on the indicators. You still have to be very wary here. That's all I'm saying. You are not out of the woods here. And it's great to see all-time highs, okay? You just have to be a little bit wary, okay? And I know I always say it, but sorry, I mean it. And I'll pop this on here as well. We've got the on-balance volume and we've got the relative strength index. Why? Now, the relative strength index is actually, the on-balance volume is actually in confluence with the price, but the relative strength index is not. So you at least have one blinker on. And please bear in mind, we have not found where the weekly price pivot is, but you just need to be aware. If on the relative strength index, we do not cross above here, okay? If we don't cross above here, and that's at, on the RSI, on the weekly time frame, that's at whatever it is, 79.6, 79.5, something like that, 78, 79, okay? If we do this, where we come up and we have a higher high, great, pick a spot, wherever it is. Is it there? Is it a bit higher? But if we don't break through here and we flatten out, or we pivot here and then we start heading back down, and you've pivoted from there, that is a bearish divergence. You just need to know. Doesn't mean it's over for Bitcoin. You've just got to watch out for it, okay? Because that would mean higher high, if it's confirmed, which it's not, or a flattening out, or even a potential lower high. Even though the on-balance volume is currently in confluence with the price, that's a pretty big sign that you need to start watching out, okay? So, as I said yesterday, you also need to watch out for the liquidity grab at around about here, anywhere up to, in my opinion, about 112,000. That's where I think it would grab the liquidity, and that's where it will test it. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it. Could this, let me see, does that actually line up? Let me do that and that. Does that line up with about 112,000? That would be really, excuse my forehead right there. That would be really interesting if it did on the two spikes here. That would give me confluence to say, yes, I think it might. Where is that? Oh, it's about 112, 113. Watch out for there. About, yeah, 100, that's about 112, 113,000. Why was I saying that? Because that's the area where some people might have they went long back here, or they're going to go long here. Some people might go, short, not long. They're going short here, right? And they've made a bunch of money. And if they haven't taken profit, they've shorted here. Oh, they're making, it's going to go down to $50,000. Oh crap, I'm not out. Oh, it's heading back up. I won't take some profits. I'm just going to ride it. I'll keep my stop loss here at around about 112, 113,000. That's where the liquidity grab can happen, where it fakes us all out and we roll over, right? And then if I showed you here, and I'm using Fibonacci to predict a forward price, okay? I took it yesterday from here and here. I know I'm a broken record for some of you, but what I was doing is I'm trying to line up Fibonacci levels on the way up from this low, okay? So on the low here, 74,500. I'm trying to line up key Fibonacci areas to find where the zero would be, okay? So it's not going to be there, okay? It's not there. It's getting close, right? That kind of lines up, but it's around about, if I do it about there, looks good to me, okay? Why does it look good? That's around about 112,000. Why? Because you can see that's the 0.382. That's ranging right between the 0.382 and the 0.5, okay? And then a sort of cluster of support right there. But that is telling me between there and there, look at that. That's exact, okay? That's not an approximation. That's exact, there to there. That's why it tells me around about here is going to be the area that if we do get a liquidity grab, that's going to be around about there. As I said, 112-ish. Give it, 112, 113. Cool. And it might butt up against there. So watch out between here and here. And this little window right there is a trap that we could be in. Okay. And then if we do that, and then if we cross here, bad news bears. Okay, not great. You would at least see a test of here, and you need that to bounce right there. Okay, and then great, that's fine. Do that, fine. But just watch here, right there, 112 to 113. Be very careful. okay? Do not be FOMOing into Bitcoin right here. Do not. Also, because we're extremely overvalued already on the relative strength index, on the daily, cool, and we have yet to confirm a higher high on the daily either, even though we're making higher highs, right? Let me get rid of all this flotsam and jetsam for you. All that SHIT, that one? Yeah, no, I'll keep that. What was I saying? Yeah, we're having a higher high, but we haven't confirmed a higher high on the relative strength index. Again, you could, but look, there, higher high, hasn't even flattened out yet, okay? So be wary on the daily and on the weekly for Bitcoin. Please be probably playing defense here and do not be going all in here. So that's that one. Dang, here's a look at altcoins. Actually, I do need to show you Bitcoin dominance. I still want to talk about Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is still in. Look, it's in Bitcoin's favor at the moment. I will say so. That means it's not good for altcoins. Let me get rid of all of you. Yeah, we've broken through the zone, and it needs to remain a support. If you don't want your altcoins to go through the roof, then you want to find support here, and you want that to keep going up. That means not good for altcoins and alt season. Okay, if you do want alt season to happen, this has to be broken bare minimum at 63.2, and then we'll talk turkey. You could still find a bottom here. Okay. So really the ultimate would be crossing through here. And then you could go, oh my God, that is like, you cross through there, alt season biatches, okay? Because major resistance has become support. You break that support, really good for your altcoins, but we're nowhere near there yet, okay? And if you take a look at others, okay, the altcoin market, not there yet. It's looking all right, but we had that breakout. Looks like we've kind of had the retest and hasn't hit it completely, but we need to break out through a major area, and I'll show you on the daily time frame. From this high and this low, are we out of the woods just yet? I will get rid of you and ignore that, and we'll take it from this high and this low. And no, we're not. We're not out of the woods just yet. It's got to clear. This is a market cap, okay? It's got to clear, yeah, it's that 280 billion, which we've been talking about. So 278 technically, right? Got to get through this level. You're in the zag zone at the moment. That's good, but you can find major resistance here. So as long as we crack through there, good. If we do this, tick over, and I would say probably cracking below, well, definitely cracking below there at that 260 billion, not great. Then you'd be heading down further. Cool. Not out of the woods for the altcoins. Cool. So I am not currently in any altcoins. I'm now out of them again. I've been playing a little bit of in and out at the moment. A little bit of success and then a little bit of not success. So I haven't really lost anything. I'm kind of broken even. At the moment, I'm just out for the moment until we confirm which bloody way we're going in altcoins. Let's do ZBCN, because this says, ooh, hello. This is a request. We've done this before. Ooh, yeah, okay, cool. Here is ZBCN, which is Zebek or Zebek Network. It's a crypto. You can find it on some different exchanges. This is the crypto.com, I think the big kind of index kind of one, which is just the most historical chart. We've looked at it before. We just had a nice little pump, though, on ZCBN. Okay, what do I notice here? I'll get rid of all this stuff. And we'll kind of start from not the start, but we'll go from here. So had been talking about, we'd been talking about Zebek, I think when it was in this, it was in this normal range right here, I think it was. Then it had that pump. Okay, we said, okay, it needs to find support right here at that yellow trend line. And we found support at exactly that yellow trend line. This is easy stuff. Support and resistance, this stuff isn't hard, okay? And I bet you if I go from there to there, that's probably the 0.382 Fibonacci. If I go from here to here, unless it's the 0.236, but I bet it lands on a Fibonacci. Oh, close enough for jazz. Let me get rid of you. No, let me do that. Let me get rid of that one. Where did we land? Oh, yeah, we landed in the zag zone around about the 0.5. We found solid support at the 0.382. Okay, so we did that. Cool. So that is confirmed as well. That's very bullish when you find major support at the 0.382, and now we've seen a break. So interesting. Could it continue up from here? Well, look, yes. On balance of probability, there's nothing stopping. Well, there is some things stopping it. The general crypto market, okay, is stopping it. If all the other cryptos, if Bitcoin has a bit of a bull trap here and then, liquidity grabbing down, it brings everything else down. And alts tend to go further down quicker, like larger percentages. So that would probably bring ZBAC down. But if crypto's ranging or if it's going to have a move, look, there's nothing stopping it except those things from making a new all-time high. You've got a little bit of, you really couldn't call that trapped money. It's almost in price discovery. Okay, so again, I don't remember what ZBEC network does, but I'll tell you what, its relative strength against Bitcoin and other altcoins is very high. So if I was to show you that's going to be the OBV. I don't have any volume on that. Why is there no volume on these things? Because it's a crypto thing. Can I show you relative strength against Bitcoin? Yes, I can. All right, let me test that. Is that the Bitcoin chart? No, that's something that was DYL for some reason. Let me go Bitcoin. Now we're going to check its relative strength against Bitcoin. Holy moly. Okay. Its relative strength against Bitcoin is crazy good. And now obviously you can see, because you can just see price going up and Bitcoin, Bitcoin's actually been going up too, but against altcoins, it's doing really well. It is really doing very well on the daily. On the weekly, okay, ignore that, but it's doing very well on the relative strength against Bitcoin, doing really well. Okay, short answer. Let's take a look at the weekly time frame. Here's the weekly relative strength index has crossed through. Okay, you've crossed through that resistance. It's above it. As long as crypto kind of ranges here, you could see ZBEC definitely make a play for the all-time high and possibly into price discovery. So long as crypto in general doesn't have a big downward move from here, I'm going to say for ZBEC, I'm expecting a test of the all-time high and a possible break as well. It's looking really nice on the weekly. Okay, so thanks for Gerald for that. It gave us a big heads up on that a while ago. I didn't take a position. I was waiting for confirmations, but because I have so many tickers, it wasn't even on my radar. I didn't have an alert set on it. If I had an alert set on it, geez, I would have taken it probably on the breakout or at least on the retest, and we had the retest and then since a lovely move. So kicking myself I didn't take this one because that's another, 60% move. I think you're going to make a play for here. Quite likely, again, if crypto doesn't have a big very soon, if it doesn't break through that 260 billion on others, yeah, you're looking good, man. There's nothing saying that this is going to tick over. I'll go into the smaller time frame to see if there's any bearish divergence. This is it on the daily time frame. Again, you are potentially setting up for a bearish divergence, but it hasn't happened. Okay, as you've made a higher high, as long as you make a higher high than this, so if you cross over here and you don't flatten out or have a lower high wherever that pivot comes from, then you're looking good. I would say, however, you start making a higher high here, but then a lower high on there, then I would say bearish divergence and maybe you might not make the all-time high. Okay, but let's assume that it doesn't. What other areas could we be looking at? Actually, sorry, I'll show you the 4 hour. Okay, so the 4 hour, interestingly, is looking all right. We did have previous bullish, was that hidden? I think we had some hidden bullish divergence there on a different time frame. Yeah, crack through there. That's a higher high and a flattening out so far. That needs to cross over in the 4 hour. So keep your eye out for this, a potential bearish divergence playing out. The 1 hour time frame, what can we notice? Sorry, I'll get rid of all this junk. You, and you. Okay, and get rid of that. I'll get rid of that and that because it's just annoying so you can see it a little bit better. Cool, what about on the 1 hour? 1 hour? No. No, that's a higher high. No, a 1 hour too, because you've got that, and we're into extremely overvalued. So potential bearish divergence on 1 hour, 4 hour, and the daily. The weekly looks great at the moment, so no bearish divergence there. But I would just say maybe in the next 24, 48 hours, watch out for a potential dip back down. I'm probably expecting a higher move, but then watch out for a move back down, because that's what markets do. They zig and they zag, and then you'd watch out for right there as support on ZBEC, and that would probably set that up. If that comes back there from around about there, actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and predict for you right now what the little mini interim high for ZBEC might be. I'm going to see if this is a thing and if it works. And if it does, I'm going to say I'm the greatest person in the world. And if it doesn't, I'll just say, oh, well, shit happens. I'm going to take it from this low and this high, and I'm going to try and predict the high. And I'm going to use this support level here. Is it not going to be on the daily? Yeah, I'm going to use this level here at around about the 0.002122 area to try and predict it. Okay, and if it comes out in the wash, if it works, I'm going to say I'm the best. So here to here, I'm going to have to take it to here. Give me 1 sec. Okay, so what I need is at least the 618. Okay, cool. I'm going to predict that the price will not, and it looks like, is that the all-time high? That could be. If I go back here, that is, I have to go all the way back here. Yeah, that's actually at the previous all-time high. So I'm going to say it can go as high as, and I'm going to make 3 predictions, maybe 3 predictions. Let me go back to the quarterly. Again, thanks for bearing with me, but I'm just really seeing if this is a thing, because I think it might be, okay? Because it makes sense when you break out of a previous resistance area, you tend to come and test it as support. Not always, okay? So I think I'll tell you right now, the highest it can go before we have a retrace, which you will, somewhere between here and here, we will retrace back down. The highest it's going to go, and it's not going to break it. I'll tell you this now. The price will not break. That's my prediction. It won't break the previous all-time high of whatever that is, 0.00335 or something. You'll get up to around about maybe here at about 0.33. So you'll probably have a double top. Not a full-on double top, but you won't break through in this next run. Okay, so you're going to go as high as there. So that's my prediction, no higher than about 0.0033. But you could, here's another couple of areas that you could find the resistance at. So that would be here at, I'm going to pop in these horizontal lines and then we'll see. Cool? Right here at 0.0028 and also right here at the Fibonacci. And I'm going to line that up with the 0.382. So right here at the 0026. So this is where you're going to find, in my opinion, I bet it's going to come really close to or bang on one of these 3 resistance points. And let's see if I'm correct. You happy to go on that journey with me? And I'll tell you once again what I'm basing that on, and that's at that 3.3 level. Cool? Right there, you are going to top out before we have a bit of a retrace, because we will, at either right here at 2.6, at 2.88 or at 3.3. My guess is probably I'm going to guess the middle zone right there at the 0.288. But one of those 3 you're going to find, it's going to do this. That, then come down and test this as support. Do that, test this as support, or do that and come back. Come down as low as there. Okay, so if we went up to there, you might find support at a higher level, but that's to predict the next little high. Okay, so that's what it is. Predicting the next little high for ZBEC. Hopefully that works. Let's see. We'll come back to that. Can you remind me, please, Gerald? That's ZBEC. Anything else I want to talk about? ACH. Not really. Not a lot to talk about. Let's take a quick look at Oh, shoot. Okay, fart coin. Here's fart coin. That's doing quite well. You just got to be bearish divergence. Got to be aware of your bearish divergence, okay? You got to quickly crack up above here. Higher high. You've got to be really, really wary of that lower high. That will set up, okay, that bearish divergence. We've already been setting it up with the flattening out and this move here. Look at that. And that flattening out right there. Then if you do a higher high here and that goes like that, bearish divergence, man. So I think on balance of probability, fart coin is starting its little arc right here. And then you got to watch out for maybe a little fake out high here at $1.55, $1.56, because that's looking like the dome of doom, okay? That kind of thing, all right? Be wary of that. The momentum's starting to run out on fart coin. In my humble non-financial advice opinion, Sol, no. I want to look at, I'll quickly look at Toshi because I always mention Toshi for the Toshi fam. Hype I've been in and I got out of. I'm not willing to get back into it just yet. Into hype. Ooh, okay. Here is Toshi on the daily time frame, priced in USD, just still doing its thing. Extremely overvalued on the daily time frame on this particular exchange, which is the Coinbase exchange. Okay, I have the longer chart, the DEX screener chart, but I'm just going to use the Coinbase one for the moment because a lot of people will be using that. If they're, it got listed on Coinbase, a lot of Coinbase users. Obviously the high right there, and as I said yesterday, it needs to clear that 0008-3-ish kind of level, and nothing telling me yet that we're going to do that. Watch out for a potential, I've got so many lines drawn in here. Watch out for a potential move down to here, and if you test this, you're more likely to take it out. So you really want to watch that 0.00065 level. You break that, then yeah, just watch out for lower prices. Not a lot to say, except really got to clear for ultimate confidence to say we're going to make a new all-time high in Toshi. You've got to clear this zone right here, and specifically 0.0016. I mean, that's like a no shit Sherlock. Oh, if we break here, we're probably going to do that. Yes, but sorry, that's just the area I need to see. You might be waiting to get back in to confirm new all-time highs. You might be in here. I don't know. Leave comments below. Tell me where you are at in your Toshi journey. Nothing else I want to have a look at. I did say whiff. Sorry. Here is whiff on the Binance Exchange daily time frame. Again, general crypto hasn't spelled to me that it is going to continue onwards and upwards from here. You've got some potential bearish divergence about to play out, okay? Even if we make a higher high here, that's got to break and close above there. The problem is we've already been extremely overvalued. So on balance of probability, what tends to happen is you get into extremely overvalued, you come back down, you might test the top end of it right here. And then if you get a higher high, shunk, lower high, shunk, bearish divergence, fakes you out, down we go. Cool. Keep all of this in the back of your mind. So just be wary here. I'm not in crypto at the moment. Until we're over some certain levels, I'm not going to be back in. Cool? That's general crypto. I will say though, ZBCN looking relatively strong against the rest. So I'm expecting higher prices on that, and I already told you those levels. Do you want to be a better investor? Yes, you do. That's a leading question. That's a sales technique, as I've said before. Can you handle some additional business? Do you want to be a better investor? No one ever says, no thanks, I don't want to be a better investor. So of course you do. So head over to Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. They have 2 amazing educational courses, a 10-week foundational course in technical analysis principles, Dow theory, and they have the year-long comprehensive as well. Okay, they cost money. But from what I've been able to witness as being part of the Mastering the Markets Academy, which you can join for free. Okay, so you don't have to do a course. You can join for free the Mastering the Markets Academy, academy.masteringthemarkets.com, and sign up for a free account. Okay, and you'll get all the free stuff that they put out very regularly. But if you want the real juice, the real alpha, or the backstage passes as such, you get all the educator calls, 2 calls a week from ASX Trader. Two calls a week from, I think, Craig Tapping. You've got the weekly fundamental scan with Craig Dixon. You've got Frank Watkins market scan. You've got Jonathan Evans time cycles theory. Oh my God, this stuff's blowing my mind at the moment. Trying to pair time cycles, like literally like the moon, the this, the that, the Gann theory, which it's called. You pair that with technical analysis, you can find some real interesting stuff, some confluence. For example, I think, and I'll check it right here, Jonathan Evans posted, could this be true? He's posted this on May 13th. No, that's not that one. No, he posted in another forum somewhere, it might have been on the Facebook, that he believed that Bitcoin is going to top out on the 21st. And he gives around about a 24 to 48 hour time window, because nothing's perfect. So around about here, he thinks it has a turnaround here and it starts going a bit bearish. Based on the technicals as well, you pair those together, could that be true? So I'm really keeping an eye out today, tomorrow, etc. for that, because you never know. If that comes true, that's pretty good confluence, right? And all the other stuff here that they have the live trading floor every morning. And it's open right now. I won't open it and show you because I have to open a Zoom thing and you won't be able to see the screen. You can join that event. It's the interns are on there, the ones who went through the 12-month course last time. They're interns now, 3 of them, wonderful dudes, and they look at the market as it's opening right now. Out of interest, can I do so? I think I can without you seeing the screen. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go back here. Anyway, that is Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. I'll put a link to the sign-up page if you want to join the monthly subscription. It's 250 Australian dollars per month, but you're not spending thousands and thousands on the courses, because it's about $3,300, $3,400 for the 10-week foundational course. And if you want to do the year-long course, it's around about $12,000. So if you don't want to do that, but you still want to be part of the community, right, and get these amazing calls and all that kind of stuff, pay $250 a month, okay? Helps you be a better investor? That might be well worth it. I'll put a link below. I should have an affiliate link. I think I need to talk to the guys about that. Let's see, Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Let me go back here, do some final comments, and I also want to check one thing. Can you bear with me? I want to check what the price of something has done. I'm just going to open something which you will not be able to see, which is a good thing. You can't see that? No, that's good. Give me 1 sec. No, you cannot see that at all. What did Zim do? Yeah, it's opened a bit. Oh, it's opened a bit higher. I'm going to go to Zim. We won't be able to see it. There's a bit of a delay. On the 1 hour time frame. Okay, cool. I'll be able to show you, but I won't be able to show you the live market, but I'll show you the 20-minute delay on tradingview.com. It has opened a little bit higher, and now we're back down. So it opened, okay, so let me show you. So $13.20, $12.60. Let me go back quickly, show you what Zim has done since opening the day. We'll go back here. Zim. Okay, so it might reflect a little bit. No, because we're on a 20-minute delay right here. No, it has. Zim has opened on the 1 hour. Yeah, it's actually showing me. Cool. So Zim has opened. It's gapped there. As we said, it was probably going to gap up. It's gapped up to $13.20. And on the hourly time frame, it's back down to $12.60 at the moment. I would say it just needs to hold right here, and then you'd be looking for a really good entry. This would be a great entry right here. I would say anywhere in this zone right here would be a pretty good entry, although you might want to wait. Anywhere down to there would be a pretty good entry, so down to about $11.50. But preferably what you want to do is, we haven't crossed through there. You preferably want to, we've just crossed above there. That's a good sign. Wait for that cross and then you'd probably be pretty good. But on the daily time frame, sorry, it's getting a little bit busy there. I apologize. Too late to apologize. Yeah, some people would say the break of market structure is there. You could say it's there. Some people might be saying, no, wait until there. I would say some people would be looking for a bounce off here somewhere, and that I might be tempted to get in there on the weekly time frame. See, on the weekly, you really want that to be taken out. Maybe I'll be a good boy and wait for that move. I do have an alert there at about $13.60, $13.80. Okay, maybe I'll wait there. But on the 1 hour time frame, it's gapped up, and now we're in extremely overvalued. Okay, so yeah, maybe a little bit of a dip. But that's Zim. Okay, that's that. Go back here, final comments, and we shall skedaddle. Let's see. Love your work, Gerald. Yes. Max, that's great to hear about mastering the market. What did you do? Yes, mastering the market is fantastic. Never learnt so quickly before, and this is the thing. And me and him, we're not even in the educational course, just the academy itself. It's pretty darn good, man. Just the academy itself. Imagine when I start the course, which is my plan at this stage, right? Unless something not good happens. Mastering the pullback. Okay. The pullback in 2 weeks will have many doing a happy dance. The pullback, you're talking about for ZBEC? Just saying, this is just the beginning. Whoop, yes. Wahaha. Buyer's game now and billions in fiat just tossed in gold sales. Soon all exits will see following the smart money almost sold out. Sleepwalkers, sheeple and pensions left to lose. Can I get another like? That would be lovely. $125,000 next stop for Bitcoin. Maybe. Maybe not. Then trickle down. Maybe. Then those positions can take me up, blah, 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 blah. Great long accumulating period, well under the 0.0009. Yep, for the ZBET thing. For ZBEC, it's a carbon card with MasterCard instant payments. Payroll on demand, no fees. Fantastic. You think next stop is 0.042? You might be right. Now you can get it at 0.02, 0.222. Okay, it could be right. Go for it, or how close I said earlier in the chat. Yes, that's the all-time high. Nice, was hoping for a large pullback to take another nibble. Good on you. Thanks, Joe. You are welcome. Old Zemsky, I appreciate you. Everyone have a great day. Great, you're all doing the sign-offs before I am. Good on you. Ladies and gentlemen, you have watched Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. We get to the hour mark roughly, and then we say our fond farewells. Remind me tomorrow, if I don't remind myself to, we will try and talk about the capital gains tax on Bitcoin thing, this little potential precedent court ruling. Okay, we'll talk about that tomorrow. It'll be the last day of the week tomorrow. Can you... These things just fly so quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your tasty beverages and we will dance it out to the final synchronized slurp and to the theme song, one of the theme songs of the show. Are you ready? Whatever you're drinking, and you can all appreciate once again my fancy new fresh haircut. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching.
Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stack. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do that.
Synchronize.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now we're on the move. Good morning.
Oh, love it. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll see you all for the final weekly show tomorrow. Bye.